Okay, there we go. I finally got to start working. Anyways, this is Dragox55 here, and today we're going to be doing Inzektors. This is not going to be the deck that I'm going to be using for the last 4 tourneys, but this was recommended by someone, so I decided to show off what I did. So, anyways, this was recommended by my friend Scrubzilla, whatever you want to say. Basically, for anyone that doesn't know what Inzektors do, it's more along the lines of what Dragoonities kind of do, except what Inzektors do is they equip insects to them or equip cards on them, and then they have different effects when certain stuff happens, like when they unequip something or something random like that. It'll make more sense when I get into the deck recipe. So first up, we have 2 Armageddons. Basically, what you do is you dump the cards that you need in the graveyard. Of course, it only are dark. So dumping dragonflies or centipedes, even Gilgamesh, Inzektor, hornets, hoppers, or whatever. Basically, what I like to go for is the hornet because it allows you to pop things and whatever, but then there's also other stuff they can randomly go for too if you want, but preferably I would go for this first before going for anything else. Like, I like to go for this and then go for this if this is already in the grave. So, yeah. Another thing to note, this is an all dark deck, but you this is an all dark deck, but you need to be careful when you use Dark Armed, so we'll get into that in a little bit. So, we play 1 Blackluster Soldier Envoy at the beginning. You know what it does already, but basically because we play a bunch of darks and we run 2 effect failures, it's pretty good. It helps us get out of clutches that we can't get out of. Also, we run Marsh, so I figure that's pretty good. Next up we have Dark Armed. For anyone that doesn't know what Dark Armed does, because I usually don't run it that much anymore. Basically you have to have exactly 3 darks in the grave, and then you special summon this card, and you can banish 1 dark from your grave to destroy 1 card on the field. So yeah, pretty much what you need to know is do not banish Hornet. If you banish Hornet, you will have a very, very horrible time. And I'm not really too familiar with the deck. I haven't played it in like 2 months now, I think, depending on how long this game's been out. It's not really one of my favorite decks to use, but it's something if I don't know what I want to play. So yeah, all I can recommend is never banish Hornet, like, unless if you really need to, but otherwise do never banish Hornet, because Hornet is like your main go-to equip card. So I mean, you can tell how good it is because it's at 1 compared to all these other ones. And Dragonfly is pretty good too, but Hornet, I prefer not to banish that, so. 2 effect failures. Basically, we have this in here to negate effects. This deck obviously doesn't have high strength. I mean, technically Gigamantis equipped into like Centipede or something. Give me a 2400 attack or something. That's like pretty much all we have, other than XYZs and stuff, and I don't know why it went down. So basically anything that helps us stop effects is nice, and big monsters from doing stuff that we don't like. Also you can use one of the monsters to actually synchro up, so pretty good. Next up we have Centipede. Another thing to note, this deck is not fast by any way. So, like, you need to be careful when you play it. Like, this deck doesn't run super fast, but it runs fast enough for its own good, so. So we have 3 Centipedes, basically one of the higher attack point things that you can summon. So anyways, so every Inzektor card you need to know about has the ability to equip an Inzektor from the hand or grave, so I'm not going to keep repeating that, but you know it can do that. Yeah, it can do that. So anyways, If an equipped card is sent from the sent to your graveyard while equipped to this card, yeah, keep that in mind. Basically, the whole first paragraph thing right there is usually what, well, the whole first two sentences, where you can equip an Inzektor from the hand or grave, and then if an equipped card is sent from being to the graveyard from being equipped to this card. Those are basically like every of the Inzektors that say that too, so. At first, Inzektors confuse the crap out of me, but it gets real simple when you play them enough times. So anyways, when all that stuff happens, you can add one Inzektor card from your deck to your hand, and while this card is equipped with a monster, that monster isn't what? Oh, while this monster is equipped to another monster. Okay, for some reason I thought I said if this monster is equipped with something. So if this monster is equipped to, let's say, Dragonfly, Dragonfly becomes a level 6 because of this effect. So the effect of if a card equipped with this... Okay, now I'm really confused. Okay, so I think the whole part of the equipped card getting sent to the grave allows you to add an Inzektor from your deck to your hand, and the whole part of if this card is equipped, yeah, that's how it goes. Alright, I gotcha. Hope that didn't confuse any of you guys. As I said, I'm kinda still rusty to the deck because I haven't played in like 2 months, or however long this game's been out. So anyways, as I said, basically it has the same card or stuff at the beginning. Just remember your hand or graveyard, not deck. So you can special summon one Inzektor monster from your deck, except Dragonfly, which that's not a problem because Dragonfly's at 1. There was a loop for Inzektors, I'm pretty sure, that's why this one's at 1. So anyways, you can special summon one Inzektor from your deck, except Dragonfly, of course. So yeah, if you detach, or if you get rid of the equipped card, you can special summon an Inzektor. And while this card is equipped, apparently it does the same thing as Centipede, and gives another monster 3 levels up, so. If this was equipped to the Centipede, did they all say that? No they don't, just those 2. Okay. So next up we have Gigamantis, and if you haven't already caught on, they're dark insects, even though they technically don't really look like insects from this point. I don't know. Well, yeah, I can see how they're insects. Okay. Anyway, so when this card is equipped... Oh, okay, so this one's a little bit different. I thought it was all Inzektors for the same thing, but no. So you can target one face-up Inzektor you control, equip it to this card from your hand to that target. So it doesn't work from the grave, so keep that in mind. Let's see. So yeah, as I said, when it's equipped to a monster, it becomes 2,400, and that confuses people a lot. It doesn't gain 2,400. It doesn't become 2,450 if you have like 50 attack points for some reason. It becomes automatically 2,400. So, for example, if you equip this to this card becomes 2,400 attack, not 3,400 attack, which is kind of more fair than, you know. So anyways, if this card is sent to the grave while equipped, you can target one Inzektor in your grave and special summon that target. Of course, you can't choose Gigamantis, and you can only activate Gigamantis once per turn. So you can special summon stuff. If you... I mean, there's not really much to say about how this works. Because basically, like... let me make sure I'm saying this right. Yeah, okay. I just had to make sure that I was getting this right. So basically, you probably bring out, like, Ladybug, because she searches out more stuff. And then, you know, you would bring out Hornet equipped to... Or no, you bring this out, equip Hornet to Dragonfly. Dragonfly activates, Hornet activates in the grave, destroys a card. Dragonfly activates, so you bring back like Centipede if you wanted to. I would bring back Centipede. Then Centipede would you can activate Centipede to equip another Hornet and pop again and add a Inzektors from your deck to your hand, so. And then you pretty much would add Gigamantis because Gigamantis then can activate its effect to equip to Centipede or even Dragonfly and basically make it 2400, and you're doing tons of damage that way too, so. I probably had to show it off in a duel because this deck kind of gets confusing just explaining it, but I don't know. Maybe you guys understand. Anyways, so we have one Hopper. Not too sure why we... Well, let me read the effect first and then we'll get into why I run one. Maybe I'll figure it out. So, let's see. While this card is equipped to a monster, that monster is increased by 4 levels, which usually it would not be a good idea to do that. Because, I mean, unless you have like 2 centipedes or a ladybug or dragonfly. I don't know. I don't think that's why I run one of them though. So anyway, so while this card is equipped to a monster, you can send this equipped spell or equipped card to the graveyard. The monster it was equipped to can attack your opponent's life points directly. Other monsters cannot attack their... Yeah, okay. So basically, if you get rid of this as an equipped card, your monster that was equipped with this can attack twice. Or no, attack directly, not twice. Why do I get that confused? Which is actually pretty good. Because, you can equip it to Centipede. Centipede can get rid of it, I believe. I'm still not 100% sure. Or maybe it just gets rid of itself. I don't know. The deck is really confusing to me still. But basically you get rid of Hopper. Hopper would allow Centipede attack directly, equip Gigamantis to it, and then you have 2400 attack. Simple as that. Always attacking directly, not really great, and trying into this. It is a 1700 beater, yes, but it doesn't really flow that great with the deck, I think. I mean, you can run more than one, but I run one because, just because. Hornet, really one of the best cards to always get in the grave or in your hand. Basically, this is equipped to a monster. It gives like 3 levels. It also gains attack and defense equal to this card's attack and defense. I totally forgot about that. So, the monster equipped with this gets 500 attack and 200 defense more. So, I don't know if that counteracts Gigamantis. Because I think it just makes it 2,900. I could be wrong though. I think it does counteract it for some reason. I don't know why I would think that though. Anyway, so while this card is equipped, you can send this equipped spell or equipped card to the grave, target one card on the field, and destroy that target. And as you are probably figured out, when a equipped card goes to the grave, Centipede will be searching from the deck, and Dragonfly will be special summoning from the grave. Yeah, will be special summoning from the grave. Just make sure. Okay, did this have anything else I need to know? No, it didn't. Okay. Next up we have Inzektor Ladybug. So this one gives a 2-star increase. And yeah, if you haven't already caught on, they give their stars, like their current level, as a boost in level. So since he's a level 3, he gives 3 stars. Hopper gives 4 because he's a level 4. Ladybug gives 2 because it's 2. And, well, this one doesn't give 6, but you know what I mean. Anyways, so... Oh, okay. I didn't read that part. So basically you can quit this card and give a monster 500 attack and 100 defense. And you can send this equip spell to the grave to increase the target's level by 2 stars. Which, in the case of this, you can make these two level 5s and make some rank 5s. I mean, if you want rank 6s, I would go with hoppers, but really, it's not that great. And basically, the monster that I was equipped to gets to attack, not just like any monster. So if you do manage to use hopper to allow this card to attack directly, but then you're like, well, I want an XYZ or synchro, then you can't attack with anything because the centipede that you used would have been in the grave or XYZ. So yeah, it could be annoying for that. So Ladybug's a little bit better than Hopper in that case. One Marsh Spawn, just so you can stall out to get some more cards out and yada yada. One Alert Darkness, you run a lot of dark, so why not? 2 Dark Eruption allows you to add stuff in your grave to your hand. I personally like to add the Inzektors, Dragonflies, and Centipede. Well, not Centipede because he's too high attack. But Ladybugs are nice. Dragonflies are nice. Hornet, I guess. But basically Ladybugs and Dragonflies are my main targets with that. 2 Lances to protect your monsters. Obviously, we've been over this a billion times, I guess. 1 Zektal, I don't know how to pronounce that. Basically, anything equipped with this gains 800 attack and defense. And when this card is sent from the field to the grave, you can target one Inzektors from your grave and add it to your hand. So yeah, these are the main 4 that I personally like to go for and get out. But if you don't and you like to go for like Ladybug or something, then by all means. But these are like the main 4 that you want to go for. Well, the main 2, but there's 4 of them altogether. 3 MSTs, because this deck has some hard times dealing with back row sometimes. 1 Day of Peace to protect you from damage. Pot of Dualities, search out. This deck doesn't always special summon, so it's not too half bad. Bottomless, pretty good. Call the Haunted, always really good to see this. I think Gigamantis is only from the hand though, so keep that in mind. 1 Pulse, bounces something back. 2 Divine Wraths, which is pretty good. Since that, like, most of these don't mind being in the grave because you can equip them from the grave. I think, yeah, you can equip this from the grave. You just have to use this card's effect to get that, so. Or maybe you just, I don't know. I'm pretty sure you can use Dragonfly to get it from the grave. So anyways, yeah, using Divine Wrath, not too bad. Preferably I like Phoenix Wing Blast, but, you know, I already have Capulse and Bottomless, Hornet, you know, all that good stuff. But Phoenix Wing Blast would be my first choice, but this card's a little quicker when it comes to it, so I can negate effects. And plus 4 cards to negate effects. Not half bad. 2 Mirror Forces, I personally probably would switch one out. Well, switch out 2 cards for Deep Prisons. But whatever. So it protects your monsters and destroys stuff. Solemn, I personally like to run Solemn, Compulse, and Bottomless. Personally, I've been taking out Solemn lately, but in this deck, you can't be too careful. And Waboku, or Wabuku, or whatever. I personally call it Wabuku the whole time. So basically, if you activate this, your monsters can't be destroyed by battle, and you can take home battle damage, which is really good because of the fact that if you're trying to keep one of these alive and waiting for like a Hornet or something, they won't just run over your cards. As I said, they're not the greatest attackers. They do not all have great attack points, but they can basically stall out until you can actually finish off your opponent. Next up is the extra deck. We have a Catastor, pretty easy. We only have it in there for the effect failure and any Lysorn light-based decks that we duel against. You can run Armades if you want, or Mighties or whatever. Gaga Cowboy, no need for explaining. As I said before, increasing levels, like with the Ladybug for these two, can make something like this, which I'm really just gonna only talk about this card, as there's like other cards, but this is the only Inzektor related card. There's another Inzektor XYZ, but this is the only one I run. So basically what it does is you can detach to target one monster your opponent controls, or in their graveyard, and equip it to this card, and this card's attack gets increased by that monster's attack and defense. You can do that basically 2 times because it needs 2 XYZs. Or 2 materials, my bad. So basically it's like Relinquished, even though Relinquished is 1,000 times better in some terms. This card can get stuff from the grave. So in the long run, it basically can stop like Dragon Rulers. It can take the Priestess. It could take Megalo or Murmillo or whatever it's called. Trying to think of stuff that needs like certain cards. I don't know. It's just really nice because it steals stuff and gains attack. So yeah, and it's nice because you can steal stuff from the grave, like Red Eyes Darkness Metal. If for some reason people are playing Waverns, Chaos Dragons, if they try to go for a Waverin plays, you can just take their Waverin from the grave. Eclipse Waverin, I think it was. Steal other Inzektor players' stuff in the grave. I don't know, just random stuff. I mean, it all depends on what you're playing against. You just need to make a good choice on what you choose. 2 Evolvable Chains basically helps you get Hornet and Ladybug in the grave. Giga Mantis is always nice. Levier, if stuff is starting to get banished, there you go. With Dark Run, of course, I forgot to mention how. This card is pretty nice. I don't know, I just basically copy people's extra decks most of the time. But basically what it does is it can go into defense while it's a face-up attack, and then it can't be destroyed with battle or card effects, which is really great. So if you attack your opponent, and then your opponent's like, oh, well, I Mirror Force, well, I go in defense mode, screw you. And I think, oh yeah, it's only this turn, okay. I was gonna say it's good because it lasts the whole duel, but no, it doesn't. I don't know about this one. This one's just random. I mean, it's good that it's unaffected by card effects and can't be destroyed with battle, but well, it can't be destroyed by card effects, my bad. Leviathan, I mean, it's good because you can get rid of stuff quicker. Maybe Giga Brilliant would be a little better because Insect. Speaking of which. Acid Golem, it's something to keep in mind if you're going special summon crazy, you need to get rid of this quickly. So, but basically he's like a big beater. Fortune Tune, Game 500, yada yada. Focus you've seen how that works. Tethys, the only thing you need to know is if you attack or at the end phase, I don't remember, it can detach one and destroy a card. Wind Up Zenmane is pretty nice, stalls out, you know, easy to make level 3s. Next up we have 3 Max C's if you need more draw power. I personally don't like it because, like, I don't know, there's not really much heavy special summoning decks, in my opinion. I mean, I guess there's Synchros and Dragon Rollers. I mean, there's not too much decks that are special summon crazy nowadays, in my opinion. Well, nowadays there is. Just in this game, there's not really. Like, you get 2 cards, and that could change things, but me, I don't really care about the 2 cards. I don't want to give up my only... I don't want to give up a monster or a slot just to get 2 cards. If I could just use Duality, or One Day, or Allure of Darkness, or something like that. I just don't care for it, but it's there. Defissure, it's pretty nice. Keep in mind that if you have cards in your graveyard, so yeah. Twister helps you get rid of your back row if you need it, but it helps you get rid of past. I forget why people recommended this. There was some. Oh, Fire Fist. That's right. This helps get rid of Fire Fist really easy. If you don't already run enough back row destruction. DNA Surgery, really good. It helps you switch the spellbooks to insects or something like that. So, you know, pretty good. You could run Insect Barrier too, which is pretty nice, but that's besides the point. So yeah, this is basically mainly for the spellbooks. Just change the attribute of the monster and then it can't do anything. You want to change it from a spellcaster and you'll be fine. Goes in match since they're all darks basically, except for Marsh, Effect Veiler, and BLS. This is pretty good, so that elemental dragons don't really get field advantage. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Lightning Imprisoning Mirror for I recommend this against Boojins. Light Sworn, kinda hate this card, but not 100%. Yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, Stellars hate it too, so. Rivalry with Warlords. You can only control one type. I believe. What was this used for? I forget. This does lock down your opponent, but I don't remember exactly what decks it was in particularly for. It had to be for. It's not Fire Fist. It's not Spellbooks. It's not Dragon Rulers. Maybe Boojins? I don't know, it's just a really good card in general. I don't remember why we run it though. And of course Soul Drain because it stops Dragon Rulers. So yeah, this video was longer, but really you can't suspect short videos for every one of them. Yada yada. Enough complaining about it. So yeah. So go ahead and make sure you leave your comments in the section down below. Tell me your deck recipe thoughts. And as I said, there's still 4 more deck recipes left for the spot, so go ahead and let me know what your thoughts are. Personally, I give this deck a 8 out of 10 as it does what it does, and this is a deck I can get used to compared to all the other Inzektor decks that I've seen where it was just like random stuff. It wasn't random, it's just I can't get used to competitive decks that use card Ds and all that good stuff. Well, I could. You know what? Next time that we do a video, I'm gonna have a deck recipe ready for a competitive deck, and we'll see how well that goes. So yeah, I will catch you guys later.